Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me for this Yin and Yoga Nidra practice. My name is Tamara Maxim. This class is one of many that will be part of my YouTube channel. So if you're interested and you're watching through Facebook Live where it's being recorded, please check me out on YouTube under my name, Tamara Maxim. Also, if you like music for your practice, please look at my Spotify account under the name Tamara YVR, and you can find lots of playlists there, different styles of music, especially for yoga practices. Tonight, this practice will be focused on nourishing the heart. And the heart chakra in yoga is intricately connected to our immune system, because the endocrine system, which is our hormonal system, has different layers, and the different layers combine really nicely with the different chakras of the body. And the part of the endocrine system that is connected to the heart is the thymus gland. When we're young, the thymus gland is quite big and protects us and provides the immune response that we need. But as we get older, the thymus gland shrinks and actually becomes a good amount of fat in the body. But at the same time, leaves us with more compromised immunity. And we need to nourish that and build it up and make sure that we're replenishing it with good energy. So that's what we'll do in this practice. So take some time to get yourself into a comfortable child pose. For this practice, if you like props like bolsters or soft blocks or chip foam blocks or any kind of blankets, feel free to use them as you see fit. Otherwise, you can practice with or without them. So take your time to come down, either your knees apart or knees together. Forehead can come down. Arms can be extended if that feels good, or beside your body, palms facing up. Wherever you land, let your forehead be heavy, let your hips be heavy. If you need to lay onto a bolster or stack your fists in order to get more comfortable, you can. And as you settle in, start to take some deeper breaths that expand into the back body. See with each inhale if you can lengthen the spine from top to bottom. And with each exhale, lengthen from side to side. And also feel that expansion from the inside out and the outside back in. So as if your body was breathing all at once through every cell, through every tissue, through every organ. We'll take quite a few breaths here, so get comfortable. And as we enter into the practice through this opening pose, through this child pose, allow one word to arise that can be your tether to the moment, that can be your tether to the practice, that can help you to stay present, help you to stay focused. And maybe considering that this is a heart-centered practice, you'd like to dedicate the energy that you create here out to someone or something. And we'll open the practice with one beautiful sound of Om, and I'll stay upright so you can hear me, but welcome to Om from your child pose. We'll take a clearing breath to begin. Full deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale for Om. And allow yourself to continue in this state of surrender, this state of release, this state of softening. Allow yourself to take 10 more deep breaths here in the child pose. Letting the hips soften even more, letting your forehead relax even more. Feeling that broadening and lengthening of the spine. And getting deeply connected to your breath. Last 5 deep breaths. On your last deep inhale breath, allow the sigh or an exhalation, a vocalization to come out your mouth. And then if your arms are beside your body, reach your arms forward. Give yourself a nice stretch through your side body. And then start to continue lengthening your arms as you reach over to the right side, taking a side body stretch. You can relax your right arm. Maybe your left hand comes on top of your right hand. Try to extend your left arm as much as you can and feel that lengthening from your left hip down toward your heel and then all the way to the edge of your left hand. Try to draw the outer left shoulder down, forehead down. Take 10 deep breaths here. Your last couple of breaths, again, sigh out the mouth, get that releasing exhalation. Last full breath, inhale. And then slowly walk your hands all the way through center. Stay there for a breath, reaching out through your fingertips, letting the armpits melt down toward the mat, getting into the lymph nodes, all connected into the heart, the thymus gland. And then walking your hands further over to the left side. Again, you can relax your left arm this time. Maybe your right hand comes on top. Of course, you can use any bolsters or props that you need. Try to allow the outer right shoulder to come down, forehead down. Maybe your ears are between your arms. Taking 10 deep breaths. And for the last couple of breaths here, again, allowing that sigh or that vocalization to release just a little bit more. Last full breath in. And slowly making your way back through center again. If it feels good, stay here for a few breaths with your arms extended. You can even tent up on your fingertips and walk them a little bit more forward and feel that lengthening underneath your arms. Or if it feels good, bend your elbows, bring your palms together to touch, and bring your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Take your last full breath here, allowing that exhalation to be a sigh or a release of sound. Then as you're ready, bring your forearms down to the mat. Shift your hips up. If you need to, come into a tabletop position. Extend one leg out at a time. Give your leg a little wiggle or a shake. Try to bring yourself back to a place of neutrality. And then we'll make our way all the way down to the belly for Sphinx pose. And if you have a bolster or a pillow you'd like to place it underneath the chest, you can. And think of keeping your arms like a number 11, elbows hugging toward your hip points. If you'd like, you can always bend your elbows and support your head with your hands, or use a block underneath your forehead. So up to you. Hugging the elbows towards your hip bones, pressing the palms down. See if you can slide your chest forward and then up. If it's too much for you to look forward, you can let the head hang down. Gives a little bit of a different stretch for the neck. But here we're lengthening through the torso and then broadening through the heart. See if you can set the shoulders down. Not as long a hold in this posture, Sphinx pose. So really deepen into the breath. Keep hugging energetically those elbows toward your hips. And see if you can allow that lengthening, that telescoping of the heart forward and up. Just about 5 more breaths here. And you're welcome to release down, coming onto your palms, making a little pillow with your hands. If you want to have a few more breaths in seal pose, take your fingertips out a little bit wider. Take your legs out a little bit wider. You can bend your knees, toes touching, and then push yourself up. Maybe even walking your hands closer to you. Maybe even dropping the head back. Just a few deep breaths here. One more. And then you'll slowly soften down. Make that pillow with your hands if you're not there already. Let your legs come to parallel, hip distance apart, forehead down. Take some long, deep breaths here. Feel the pressure of your belly and your heart as you breathe in. And then the softening as you breathe out. 2 more breaths here. And then we'll slowly make our way back to tabletop. Palms under your shoulders. You can tuck your toes and push back for an extended child pose with your toes tucked, hips to heels. Big breath in and a big breath out. And then slowly coming up to tabletop. And moving a few times through cat and cow. Palms underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Toes can be tucked for the inhalation. Slow movement of the tailbone up, tummy down, chest up. And then the exhalation, untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet down as you round your spine, chin to chest. Let's take 4 more full rounds of breath here. So move any way you like. It feels good to turn your fingertips around, face your knees, or looking laterally over toward your hip. Or creating a little bit more barrel rolling through the spine. One more full round of breath. And coming to a seat as you're ready. Sit back onto your hips. Let your feet come out in front of you. Moving into dragonfly pose with a lateral variation. So take your right leg out to the right. Bend your left knee and place your left foot inside of your right thigh. You can start with your forearm on your right leg or maybe on the inside. Left hand to your left hip. Take an inhale as you turn your chest open. And then from here, reach your top arm up and over your ear. If that's too much for you, keep the hand to the hip. And for your gaze, for most people it will feel comfortable to gaze down or straight ahead. If you'd like a little bit more, then turn and look up. We'll have a couple of variations of this posture on each side, so about 10 breaths here. And if you're up higher, that's okay too, as long as you're feeling that stretch into the left side. So creating more space and openness in the rib cage here, the area that protects our heart. And again, stretching into the lymph nodes connected to the heart, to the thymus gland, really integral part of our immune system. You might even spin your top pinky finger down, thumb up for the last 5 breaths. Last full inhale and exhale. And slowly rise yourself back up. Turn your body toward your extended right leg. Try to keep your leg active, so pressing your heel forward and your toes toward you. You might lay a bolster over your thigh or blocks underneath your hands. Take a full breath here. And as you exhale, allow yourself to fold toward your right leg. Try to keep both sitting bones down, especially the left hip will start to pop up. See if you can spiral the outer left hip down to the mat. Try to keep your torso long. So if you're rounding a lot, then just stay upright. Again, the blocks under the hands might be helpful. 10 deep breaths here. Take your last 5 breaths. Think of lengthening your heart forward and up as you stretch toward your right leg. Last couple of breaths, use that sigh out the mouth. And slowly make your way back up through center. Welcome to stay in center if you want just to release your left leg and give your legs a little shake. If you're interested, there's a little bit of a side body stretch you can do here, keeping your left knee on the mat, so you might need to shift a little bit. Bring your left palm underneath your left shoulder as you turn your right toes down, and we'll lift the hips up into this variation of gate pose. Some people call it joy pose, which I really love. Pressing the hips forward, Spinning your chest open, turn your heart toward the sky. See if you can fill yourself up with a little bit more joy in this posture. And when you're ready, release yourself slowly back down. And again, bring your legs to center, just a neutral position, sitting up nice and tall. Just take a moment. And then we'll take a reverse tabletop here. Press your hands back behind you, fingertips pointing toward your hips. Bend your knees so your feet are slightly forward of your knees. You can stay here and lift your chest up, squeezing your shoulder blades together, or even lift the hips up until your belly, your heart, and your thighs are parallel to the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe you drop your head back. One more big breath here. And then slowly come back down. We'll go to the other side of that lateral dragonfly pose. So opening your left leg to the left. Bend your right knee and place your right foot inside of your left thigh. And again, adjust as you need. So either your left arm is on your left leg, maybe to the inside. You want to have your legs coming out like a V. So make sure that you're not turned too much toward the left leg, not that 90-degree angle, but a little bit wider. Your left forearm might be inside the left leg. Your right hand starts at your right hip. And you can always use a block or bolster underneath your hand if you need more space. And then from here, maybe you take your gaze up. Just find that position for your neck where you feel the stretch that's good for you. Keep your left foot active, heel pressing out, toes curling. And then when you're ready, reach your top arm up and over your ear. Pinning your right hip down, right sitting bone down. Try to spiral the outer right hip toward the mat. And we'll have about 7 more breaths here. And maybe you spin your pinky finger down, thumb up. Getting into the rib cage, opening up that space around the heart. Last couple breaths. And slowly push yourself all the way back up. And turn yourself to face the left leg. Taking your fingertips on either side. Keeping that foot active so the leg is extended. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bow in wherever you can. Try to keep that chest lengthening forward and out. That kind of similar to the Sphinx pose that we did before this posture. You can come further down, that's great, but keep, again, the outer right hip pinning down, spiraling out and down. Using a block or bolsters underneath your chest or your hands if you need. And getting more lengthening into the right side of the body here. And again, that extension up and out of the heart. Your last 5 breaths here. Feel free to sigh, get that extra release through your exhalation. Slowly make your way all the way back up. Again, you're welcome to release your legs. If you want to move a little bit to the left side of your mat, so your right knee is on your mat, take your right flat palm behind your right hip, a little bit out to the right, fingertips pointing away. I don't know if you can see my whole body here, but turn your left toes down And then when you're ready, lift your hips up. Sweep your top arm open, finding this joy pose or gate pose variation. Turning the heart open. Get some deep breaths into the chest, into the belly. See if you can get one more ounce of joy through your next breath. And then slowly sitting yourself all the way down. Again, you can release your legs, give them a little shake. Coming to reverse tabletop again, with the option to keep your legs straight, full Purvottanasana. You can have your fingertips pointing towards you underneath your shoulders and stay here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Walk your feet out in front of your knees or even legs extended straight, toes pointed. And then wherever you are, shrug your shoulders together, lift the center of your heart up, and then lift your hips up. Either with a straight leg variation or Ardha Purvottanasana. Support yourself by having your knees bent and lifting the hips up. One more full breath wherever you are. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. Giving your legs a little shake. Our next posture will be supported fish. So if you have a big bolster or a pillow, like I do, that you can lay underneath you, that's perfect. If you don't have that, you can still do the same posture, more of a traditional fish pose, but you might want to come out of it for a little bit and then go back in. So if you don't have the bolsters or blocks, you'll lie down onto your back, slide your palms underneath your hips and shrug your shoulders together again to open the chest. And you could keep your feet down if you're wanting to have a little bit more support. Leverage the chest up and then come onto the crown of your head. You can also do this pose with the legs extended and coming up onto the crown. But after some time, tuck your chin to your chest and come onto the back of your head and release for a few moments, and then maybe you can go back in. But if you do have props, then you'll be able to stay longer. Slide a bolster or some cushions right up to your hips, right at the base of your spine. And then you'll lay yourself down over the cushion, or cushions, or bolster. Maybe open your arms in a cactus shape or a T shape. Feet can be flat, knees bent, or soles of feet together, knees out wide, or even just a straight leg position. This is the ultimate heart-opening posture. So depending on how you have your arms, especially if they're in a cactus shape for this supported position, you might not even be able to get your hands down to the mat, where it's more likely if your arms are open. So this cactus shape in a way creates more of a heart opening, more of a stretch. So decide for yourself what works, and we'll be here for some time, so close your eyes, relax into it. Maybe take a moment to connect back with your intention or your word or your mantra if you created one at the beginning of the class, and let that reverberate from your heart center. Enjoy the opening, the spreading across the rib cage, across the pectoral muscles, across your shoulders. A little bit of pressure as your heart pushes up. We're about halfway through the posture, so if you need to adjust your legs in any way, maybe you're feeling a bit of pressure in the inner thighs, if your knees are out, feel free to point your knees up or some blocks underneath your outer thighs. Taking last 10 breaths here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe take your arms up over your head and hold your opposite elbows with your palms. Or even arms extended fully over the head. Last 5 deep breaths. Take your last few breaths to sigh out your mouth. Any bit of releasing from the heart that you can do. And when you're ready, if your knees are out wide, use your hands to close your knees together. If your legs are straight, bend your knees. Just take a moment here, maybe nourish your heart a little bit more. Palms over the heart. Hold yourself. And we're going to be making our way off of any props that you have into a fetal position. So take your time as you're ready. And maybe rolling to your left side. You can nudge out those bolsters or props from underneath you if you have them. And just take about 5 deep breaths, curled up onto your side. You can use your props if you like for a little pillow or your arms. And feeling the restorative connection to this posture. Healing nature of turning into oneself. And from here, we'll be slowly pushing ourselves back up to our seat. So take your time to work yourself all the way back up. Take a few moments just to sit up. Let the head be above your shoulders. Let your hips soften down. And we'll take the time to slide either some cushions or a bolster or even a blanket underneath your knees if you have. And don't worry if you don't have, you can still do this posture without. Moving into a caterpillar posture. So we just did a big heart opening. A really nice counter pose for heart opening is to fold forward. And that way we get a rounding of the back of the spine. So we're stretching the back of the heart. So this is a pretty big cushion. You might have something like this or a little lower. Wherever you decide to be, maybe you take something a little more mellow, that big cushion. Sit up again, nice and tall. Reach your arms up to the sky. You can be active through your feet or let your legs soften and then fold forward over your thighs. And you may need to have maybe a pillow or a block to support your forehead. It's really nice to have your palms to face up here, a gesture of surrender. And wherever you land, think of lengthening the back line of the body. That's the space that travels from the heels all the way up the back of your calves, past your knees, the thighs, over your hips, right up your spine, not only over the shoulders, but all the way past the back of your head into your forehead. So this entire line of fascia that runs the back line of the body. See, as you're here in caterpillar pose, if you can lengthen it even more. And here we're releasing this back line. It's representing our past, our experiences that we've been holding on to and carrying that can weigh quite heavy on the heart. See if you can let a little bit of that armor go, a little bit of whatever you're holding on to that's been carried on your back, protecting the heart. And almost think of it like a tortoise shell that literally covers the mid and upper back. And inside of that shell, deep inside that shell, is our heart. Maybe you can let go of some of that so the heart has a chance to shine brighter, to be less burdened, to be lighter, more buoyant. Let your head be heavy, chin in toward the chest. Maybe your forehead comes down more. Your last 10 breaths here. Maybe if you have something underneath your legs like I do, might be a good time to take it out. You can go a little bit deeper into the posture. Taking your last few breaths, allowing that exhalation maybe to be a sigh, some vocalization. Now take your time to slowly roll yourself up nice and slow. We'll be moving into a supported back bend. So if you have some kind of block or pillow that you can put underneath your hips, you can support yourself in the back bend. You can also take a little bridge pose and come in and out of it as you need. So take your time to make your way all the way onto your back. Let's have a little hug of our knees into our chest here to lengthen out the back. Maybe rock side to side, massage across the spine, through the sacrum and the hips. And then as you're ready, coming into a position with your feet just slightly forward of your knees. If you have something to put underneath your hips, you can. And also lie onto your back. It's really nice too. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit together so your chest lifts. Palms again can be facing up. Close your eyes. Creating a mild inversion here. So all of the energy, the blood flow comes back toward the heart. The softening of the chest. This deep sense of surrender. Taking 10 more breaths here. See if you can fill up the heart a little bit more with each inhale. Let the lungs lift the heart. See if you can soften into the heart with each exhale as the lungs deflate. Five more breaths, nourishing, healing, opening the heart.
After you take your last breath or two, when you're ready, press down into your feet, lift your hips enough to slide out whatever might be underneath your hips, if there's something. Take a moment in a neutral position, maybe a hand on the heart, a hand onto the belly. Just breathe. The next posture will be a spinal twist. So if you have one that you like, you're welcome to take that one. Otherwise, take a moment to bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, maybe a little rock. We'll start with our knees going to the left side. So tap your feet down, jog your hips a little bit to the right, and you can bring them together. If you want to bring a pillow or a block underneath your knees or something between your thighs, maybe softer than a block, you can. If you have the space, open up your arms in a cactus shape or a T shape. And we'll be taking 10 breaths on each side of this twist. And see if you can focus on that opening of the heart. So the opening to the right side as your knees twist to the left. And if it feels good for you, you can take your gaze to the right side, getting a little bit more stretch through the neck. You can place your left hand on top of your right thigh. Last few full breaths. Last one. Slowly take your time, unwind yourself. You're finding yourself in stillness, just neutralizing, or maybe you hug your knees to your chest. A few deep breaths to do that. And then when you're ready, you'll jog your hips a little bit to the left side, and your knees will come to the right. You can place your right hand on your left knee and cactus your arms or T-shape, and maybe turn your gaze toward that opposite side, toward the left. And you feel the opening now into the left side of the heart. About 8 more breaths here. As you take your last few breaths here again, feel that release and stretch as you maybe sigh and exhale. When you're ready to release, bring yourself again to neutral. Just stay still for a moment. Maybe breathe into your hands. Before we prepare ourselves for Our final rest in Shavasana, if you like, extend your legs up to the ceiling, arms up to the ceiling. Find Viparita Karani, a very restorative inversion, bringing back this nourishing blood toward the heart, the energy toward the heart. Letting any tension drain from your hands and your feet, from your legs and your arms. Might feel good to create some circles with your wrists and your ankles. Whatever feels good for you for about 10 breaths. And from Viparita Karani, if you want to take a little bit more of a snail pose, you can take your feet up and over your head. Or you can take happy baby pose, taking the knees out wide, wrapping your hands around the outer edges of your feet. We'll be closing down this practice before Shavasana with the Yoga Nidra, and so the Shavasana can go really as long as you like. Take as much time as you can, of course. And take about 5 more breaths wherever you are. And then set yourself up in a position that will lead to Shavasana. So lying down onto your back, maybe with a bolster underneath your thighs. Maybe you cover yourself with a blanket. Maybe even put a pillow under your head. And as I'm guiding you through the Yoga Nidra, keep your awareness focused on the parts of the body that I'm referring to, and taking your awareness into each place to help you relax and release even more. And then Shavasana will just happen naturally. It will feel so good to just find that quiet and stillness. And taking your last few breaths wherever you are, and then take some time to get comfortable. Maybe you're already wrapped in a blanket. Maybe you can dim the lights. If you're wearing glasses, maybe take them off if you haven't already. Prepare yourself for a deep rest. Wherever you are, take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, bring your awareness to both of your feet all at once. Take a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale out your mouth, relax both of your feet at the same time. Let them soften and release. Take a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, bring your awareness to your legs, both at the same time. Take another full breath in. And as you breathe out, sigh out your mouth and relax both your legs at the same time. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your awareness to both of your hands at the same time. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, relax both of your hands. Take another full breath in through your nose. As you sigh out your mouth, bring your awareness to both of your arms at the same time. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, relax both of your arms. So your feet and your legs, your hands and your arms feel heavy in this surrendering state of relaxation.
Take another breath in. As you sigh out your mouth, bring your awareness to your entire torso, from your hips all the way up to your chest. Take a full breath in again. And as you exhale, relax the front of your torso, the sides, and the back. Feel a softness to your belly, to your chest, to your low back, your mid and upper back. Take another full breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your awareness to your shoulders. Take a full breath in. And as you sigh out your mouth, relax your shoulders all at once. Take another breath in through your nose. As you breathe out, bring your awareness to your neck. Breathe in again. And as you sigh out, can you relax the sides, the back, the front of your neck, even the inside, your throat. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, bring your awareness to your head, the sides, the back, the front, the top, the inside, the mind. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, relax your entire head all at once. Feel your jaw softening. Feel your tongue softening, coming away from the roof of your mouth. Feel your eyes softening back into the sockets. Feel your ears relaxing, allowing yourself to release from sensation. Feel the mind relaxing, dropping back into the awareness of the body. Take another full breath in. As you breathe out, bring your awareness into your whole body all at once, as if it were a crystal vessel. And as you breathe in again, can you feel that crystal vessel full of light, full of awareness? And as you breathe out, relax your entire body all at once, filling up all the areas from the smallest cell, through all of your tissues, through all of your muscles, the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, being infused with this deep wave of relaxation as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Allow these waves of awareness and relaxation to travel from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, all the way to your fingers. Your entire body reverberating with relaxation, with light. Take this feeling with you as you deeply surrender into Shavasana, this final resting pose. Allow yourself to stay here for as long as you like. Enjoy every moment. Bring as much nourishment to your heart as you can. Give back to your heart by taking time for you. Allow a final wave of dedication to make its way to whoever you'd like to dedicate this energy to through this practice. And then bring it all the way back to yourself, back into your heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope your heart feels nourished. I hope you feel relaxed, and that you can take that with you when you leave your mat. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.